Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, July 13th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's going to open in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, then we can get started with our session for this morning. As you guys remember, today is CPI, Consumer Price Index, basically the inflation news. And you guys can see the huge drop right here. It's the drop that we were expecting. So no real surprise here. The main thing that we'll be looking for here moving forward as the session opens is whether price is going to correct back up or whether it's going to continue dropping. So we'll see where it goes from there. But for now, we're going to identify pretty much where these rejection points may be happening. So let me just finish setting up this room and then we can get started with our session for today. All right, cool. Got that all set up. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, there we go. All right, as you guys make your way into the room, I'm going to go ahead and mark up the high lows over here. Let's see, I'm going to mark up the high lows here on the 10-minute as well. I'm applying the strategy, so I'll explain it later once people are in the room. But basically, I was looking for a solution to figure out, how can we identify the direction of price each session? Because generally price goes a direction each session. And I think I figured out something here on the 10-minute, which I pretty much spent all day back testing yesterday, and it works very good for New York and Asia session. So I will be looking for an entry here on the live using that strategy. It's not a set in stone strategy yet, but for my back test, it's been pretty good. So I took the trade last night, hit full TP. It's basically a fixed TP stop loss strategy. During New York, I shoot for about 1,000 pips. For Asia session, I shoot for about 500 pips. So I'll go over that a little more in detail if we have time before the session starts. But you guys will see me apply it and probably take it on my live account live. So let's mark up the areas, high lows here. It's good. It's good. 30-minute. So the market open is going to be kind of crazy. Just keep that in mind, guys. I'm probably not going to be taking the breakout today because of the inflation news, and you guys will see it shortly. All right, so this is all set up, good to go. I'm going to go over here to the 1 minute now. All right, looks good. So let me go over here on the 1 minute, just mark everything up here as well. See who's here. Morning, Surin. Morning, Peter. Morning, Marco. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Miles. Morning, everybody. All right, so let me go over here and just mark up the high lows off the 1 minute. And if we have some time, I'm going to go and discuss that with you real quick, what I'm looking to apply. If not, it's fine. I'll just show you guys like the markups and stuff, but I'll be looking for a possible entry. So it's good. 30-minute. It's good. There's not really going to be much here to mark up because the CPI news, consumer price index, basically inflation news, knocked out all the liquidity from this morning. So there's not going to be very much liquidity to mark up. Just whatever's left, but basically. All right, so that's about it. So as you guys can see, this huge spike right here happened based off the CPI news at 5:30 this morning. So I'm going to mark up news price right there. Obviously, you guys can see the huge push. Other than that, let me see if there's anything that was released this morning. So other than that, that's about it. It's just CPI news and core CPI at 5:30. We have more news coming up at 7:30, and that's about it. So we got that CPI news and we got more news here at 7:30. And that is about it. All right, so let's see who else is here. Morning Miles, morning Albert, morning Akil, morning Tyler. Miles is asking whether CAD news affects US30. Yeah, I mean, everything can affect anything, indirectly or directly. So yes, Canadian news will affect US30 because the Canadian economy will be somewhat correlated to the US economy. So I mean, it's not a direct correlation, but it's going to affect it one way or the other. For the Canadian news today, I think it's basically it's the Bank of Canada monetary policy report, the rates. So it's basically the same thing happening here in the US, but it's just here in Canada. So, I mean, there's Canadas that overlap Canadian companies with US companies. So yeah, it's going to affect it, but it's not going to have a direct effect on it. It's going to have like an indirect effect. So if like something happens with this country or this bank or this whatever, it's going to affect the companies that work with that specific thing. So yeah, anything can affect, like any country's news can affect US news, whether it be US30, whether it be the currency. There's always going to be some sort of consequence to every action, basically. So morning, Matt, morning, David, morning, Patricia, morning, Randy, morning, Rashida, morning, Shannon, morning, everybody. Market's going to open in about 2 minutes, guys. So as you guys can see, this is a big drop right here. Price needs to correct back up here to correct from the news drop. I don't think it's going to come and correct all the way up though. Obviously, because we were expecting this drop here. We had that manipulated push to the upside, like for the while, right here from the 12th up until today, and then it came back down just like we expected. So we did predict this yesterday during the live session. I mentioned that price is probably going to get manipulated to the upside, and then eventually it's just going to dump right back down, which is exactly what happened here. So I don't know if I'm going to take the breakout. I mean, we'll see. If it's a sell, I might take it. If it's not, then I might just sit out on it for a bit because I'm expecting some manipulation to happen here on the open. So just keep that in mind, guys. Prices, my guess is that price is going to get manipulated to the upside. And then I think eventually it's going to come back down. I don't think it's going to be a correction or a reversal. Price is where it needs to be right now. It's supposed to be down. So we'll see what happens when the market opens in 20 seconds. I'm also going to be looking for an entry here off the 10-minute using the strategy that I pretty much back tested all day yesterday. This strategy helps me identify the direction of price for each session. So for the New York session, we'll see where price rejects off. I'm basically just looking for a wick rejection off an unbroken high low with a pending momentum. So we'll see. Market is now open, guys. So in order for us to take this breakout here or to identify a breakout, we need a strong candle in the direction of momentum. Right here, we have a sell momentum. So in order for us to have a sell entry for the breakout, we need a strong red candle. However, if we get a green candle with a buy signal, it can shift the other direction. So we're basically looking for a strong candle in the direction of momentum. Right here, we have a sell momentum. So we're looking for a strong red candle. Looks like there was little to no volatility on open. Seems like a lot of people are kind of just sitting on their hands right now. It doesn't look like people are trading, which is unusual after a big move like this. Typically, you're going to see a big push in one direction or the other. I think a lot of people are kind of just waiting to identify where the direction is going, whether it's going to be to the upside for a correction or whether it's going to continue dropping down with regard to news. But as you can see right here, not much is really happening. We have a green candle here with a green buy signal coming up. If it closes as a strong green candle with the buy signal, then this can possibly be the breakout for a buy, but I'm not looking for a buy here because the direction I'm looking for, the overall direction, is a sell. Looking over here at the retail sentiment is currently 59% long. So this indicates that 59% of retail traders are looking to buy. It looks like they're trying to buy the dip here, which I'm not going to fall for. We're looking for sells. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently down 331 points. So everything's pointing towards a sell. There's no way I'm really looking for a buy here. If it does push it for a buy, it's going to be some sort of manipulation. But overall, I think price is going to continue dropping. It's my long-term direction. So I don't see an entry here for the breakout. If it does close with the bullish momentum here, then, and it did, in order for you to have an entry for the breakout here, you need a strong green candle, not one that I'm looking for. Let's see how far the range is. The range is actually not that far because this candle's been, the market's been moving super crazy. So if this does close with a strong green candle, this would technically be the breakout, not one that I'm looking to take myself personally because, obvious reasons that I just mentioned, but I will mark it up for you guys if you guys do plan on taking it. Or if it shifts back into a sell, then my guess is that price is going to continue dropping. So I'll give it a few minutes. If this breakout doesn't happen within the first 5 minutes, then I'll go to the 10-minute here and I'll explain to you what I'm looking for using this strategy right here. But I want to focus on the 1 minute first to identify if there's going to be any possible entry. It's the same chart. Let's close this. All right. Hey, Ross, morning. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Mauricio. Mauricio said trading volume is surprisingly low for open, especially on a news day like this. My guess is that everyone's sitting on their hands right now waiting for a confirmation before they decide entering the type of trade, which makes sense because there's a lot of uncertainty with regards to the direction of price. Because some people are anticipating price to correct back up, some people are anticipating price to come back down. This right here might be the breakout, guys. Not one that I would take because, as I mentioned, my overall bias here is for a sell. So anything here for a buy is basically just a temporary push in the opposite direction, just a temporary correction. So this is technically the breakout right here. I'm not taking this trade. If you guys want to take it, feel free to take it at your own risk, but I do think this is a bit risky. The reason why I think it's risky is because everything is pointing towards a sell, right? If you look at retail sentiment, the overall direction is a sell. It's about 60% long. So this is indicating that 60% of retail traders are buying, and you want to do the opposite of it. You want to sell. So from my analysis here, I'm looking for a sell overall. This is indicating a sell. Fundamentals here indicating a sell. Looking at the heat map over here, let me refresh it. Everything here is red, right? There's no reason for price to go up. If price does go up, it's obvious manipulation. So literally everything here is red. There's not one green stock. Let me check this over here. So on the actual listing, there's a couple green stocks, but for the most part, if you look at the heat map, they're like barely green at all. Everything here is pretty much red. So I'm really not looking to take any buys right now. I'm personally looking for some sells because I think price is going to continue dropping. It's just going to be a matter of time until the volume starts to pick up. So everything here is pointing towards a sell. And this is why I wouldn't have taken the trade, right? Would have hit stop loss. So hopefully you guys listened. I always look for the buys. That's typically the direction that I'm always looking for. So now that we have this pretty much wrapped up, I will be looking for another entry here on the 10. So for here on the 10, this might look a little familiar to you guys. But basically, the reason why I came up with this here is because I started to see a pattern. Well, it's a pattern that I've always seen, but I didn't really figure out how to identify where to make the entry. The reason I came up with this is because I wanted a solution to figure out what direction price goes per session. Like, during New York session, price typically has some sort of direction at some point. It either goes up or goes down X amount of pips until it, reaches its goal. And then from mid-market, it does reverse. So for this right here, I'm looking for a wick rejection off an unbroken K2 high low. Let me see if I could show you an example of this, maybe like yesterday. So yesterday, I'm just going to show you, I took this trade here on my account and I hit a full TP. So basically it's different. It's just a different TP stop loss by the session. So I've been taking it during Asia and I've been taking it during New York session. So let me just push this forward a little bit to see if I could find the entry here. Okay, yeah, so here's the entry right here. So let me put the requirements. I'm just going to show you guys real quick what I'm looking for here. Let's go back to here, make sure I'm not missing it. Yeah, I would have missed it because I'm looking for a rejection on the bottom. Okay, so let me put the requirements over here real quick. I'll just show you a quick example. I took this trade yesterday, hit full TP. I took it on my live account. I actually took it on my actual FTMO and it played out perfect. So basically what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for, sorry, wrong strategy. I'm looking for, let me refresh this real quick. It's an old chart. Okay, so I'm looking for a wick rejection off an unbroken K2 high low. We have K2 high low right here. This wasn't broken before it rejected off it, right? So we have the wick rejection right over here. I'm confirming a pending momentum in the direction of the trade. Since I'm looking for a rejection on the bottom, I'm looking for a buy. We have a pending buy coming up next. So with that said, first and second requirements met. Third requirement, enter on the open of the falling candle. I enter a long position right there. For New York session, going for 1,000 pips, Asia session, 500 pips. This is Asia session last night, going for 500 pips there. Basically, during Asia, it has to come within the first 4 hours or during New York before 8 o'clock. So with that said, everything's met. I let this run and there you go, full TP. And I took this trade live yesterday. So that's basically what I'm looking for here, guys. I'm looking for a wick rejection. Since we have a sell signal here, the next signal is going to be a buy. I'm looking for a wick rejection off one of these bottom high lows over here. Nothing there yet, but I will continue coming back and forth to look at it to see if I can find the entry. The entry just has to come before 8. So I'll mark up 8 o'clock right here. All right, so back to the 1 minute. So there's no entry here yet. I'll come back to it later. But back to the 1 minute over here. Here we go, as price pushes up. So price is currently pushing up right now, but I do expect it to come back down eventually. So our target areas of rejection are going to be the sessions right here, session right here, or session over here. Looking over here on the 10, this is actually a good thing. I want price to kind of create a range right here so that if we have that range, I can find the high or I can look for the rejection. So now that we have a buy signal right here, we're actually looking for a sell now with this. I'm going to call it the K2 10-minute US30 daily high-low rejection. So that's basically what I'm going to call it. Now that we have a buy signal here, I'm looking for a sell. So what I personally want to see here is I want to see price create a high here maybe come down a little bit, come back up for a wick rejection, and then I catch it as it comes back down for about 1,000 pips. So that's what I'm looking for, but it's just going to be a matter of time. So we do have our target set over here, basically our target rejection points, the sessions. We'll see if it actually pushes around there. Otherwise, we'll just keep waiting for something here to come up. But there isn't really much of anything for us to take here. There's no V1s. No, nothing right now. Yeah, no, Rashida said it's moving like Asia. Yeah, it's super slow right now. It's not really moving at all. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Nothing at the moment. Let's take a look at gold real quick. Nothing off gold. I'm gonna clean this up right here. It's back on the 15. Have this on the 10. So I'll be coming back and forth to this to see if I can find anything, but as of now, nothing off the 10. Nothing off the 1. We'll just keep an eye out for the rejection here. Maddie said Gab on MT4. Yeah, I can see that, Maddie. It just moved up too fast right here. It looks like it was just a connection issue. Yeah, I think that's the question of the day. You know, where's price going to go? Is it going to go up or is it going to come down? I still feel like it has some way to go up. So this is going to be the area of rejection that I'm looking for. This hasn't established yet. I need to establish that we could have that high. And this will indicate our possible entry point. All right, got my quick trade manager set up. So I have my FTMO quick trade manager set up to take the 1,000 pip move if necessary, if we do get some point of entry here. If anything, I'll just change it if I need to for any scalps here. The market is moving. I mean, it's not moving that slow. It looks like it's moving slow because of this huge candle over here. But if you move in closer, each candle is actually moving pretty heavy. Or not super heavy, but it's moving at least like 300 pips. Like this one here moved about 440 pips. This current candle right here is moving about 620 pips. It just looks small because it's in comparison to that huge candle right here, the news candle. If you zoom in a bit closer, it'll show that price is technically moving. It just looks like it's moving slow on the chart. Nice, Mauricio. Mauricio said just banked 1,009. Yeah, Mauricio said just banked 1,900 just listening to your analysis. No particular strategy. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, definitely, Mauricio. I'm glad that you locked in some profit off that. You know, a lot of my analysis here plays out as long as you look at it properly, right? One thing that I started to back test too is the breakout. So like, you know, sometimes when we have a risky breakout, there's going to be ways to identify when to go opposite. So even though you have a breakout going in one direction, you can technically trade the opposite. Like for today, we technically could have gone opposite of the direction. So I marked up the buy here for the breakout, but we were anticipating price to drop, right? So even though you saw the buy here, you technically could have sold and you would have just made profit the other way because you would have caught the opposite direction, right? Or what you could have done is you could have waited because this candle here was so big. So there's two different scenarios here that you could have played out. That's typically what I want to show you guys. So whenever you have some sort of catalyst indicating, when to enter a trade, whether it's a strategy or a type of candle, like for example, this candle here was so big, you could have done two things. You could have waited for price to retrace down a little bit, which is halfway to the candle right here. And you guys have seen me explain this before. You could have waited for it to retrace down a little bit, and as it pushed back up, you could have entered. And then if you did that, then you could have made a buy off. You could have still made profit off the breakout just for a late entry because it did push back up right there, right? Or you could have done the opposite, taken a sell and made profit off that as well. So right here on US30, nothing's really happening. Let me go back to the 10-minute. Price pretty much just came right back down. So it's now currently ranging between this high and this low right here. Let's see, let me check the questions in the chat. So one question over here. Rashida said V1 forming on gold. I see. Yeah, if it closes red, then technically this could be a V1. If this candle here closes red. Let's see. E said you should check out gold for scalping too on the 1 minute. Been playing around with it. Seems quite solid for the 15-15 V1s. Yeah, I'll play around with that too. E. I tried to trade gold yesterday. Unfortunately, I don't know. FTMO kind of screwed me over because when you use the trade manager, it tells you how much profit risk you have. And I put in a one lot, and it said it was like proper, like I was gonna make 3,000 or lose 3,000, using a 300 pip stop loss. It was actually like less. So I guess the gold lot sizes are similar to US30, from my opinion, because I only made $100 yesterday. I had to pull out early too because I realized that I was in on the wrong trade. I just got confused. I was trying it out on my live yesterday. I took that trade with you, Rashida, the one that I showed during the Asia session. I think it was like this one over here. Yeah. So I took this one with you, and I only locked in like partial profit. So moving forward, I know what my lot size is, but I just kind of screwed up a little bit trying different lot sizes or trying something smaller. I think it was probably better to be safe than sorry, but probably should have been a lot more. So anyways, back to the 1 minute here. Nothing for us to take at the moment. Still looking for a possible sell, but there's nothing available right now. We wouldn't have a V1 here even if it closed because we need to have a pending signal. So nothing off that right there. This one's still moving around on the 10. Let me check the chat real quick and see what else I'm missing here. Yes, I'll take a look on the 1 E to confirm. Kwaku said, caught a V3 on gold, but something I've noticed that helps my wins versus losses is the distance from the pivots. When price is close to the pivots, win percentage is much lower. When price is higher, it has more reasons to reject back to the pivots. Gotcha, okay. So basically you're looking for entries when they're away from the pivots, right, Kwaku? So we said when price is higher, it has more reason to reject back to the pivots. Yeah, and I agree that too. With that too, it's it has to come back and retrace at some point. So that's something I'll probably look at as well. Quack, are you using it on the 1 minute or the 10 minute? See if there's anything here. Another V1 right there. And I wonder if you guys are trading in the direction of bias or not. Because if you're not, this right here would have hit. I mean, the obvious bias is for a sell. So like pretty much I'd probably just be looking for sells here. And if I did that, it looks like none of them would lose. Full TP right there. Another V1 right here, full TP. I mean, basically all of the sells here, if you're looking for just sells, you almost always win. So I think there should still be a bias typically. You should take literally any sell here and they all hit TP. I mean, the pending signal is not present for these two, but that's something that we'd have to test. If you were to wait for the pivot here or for the pending signal, this here would have been fine. This here would have been fine. And another one right here. This is on its way to full TP as well. So nice catch right there, E. I'll probably play around with it and see, but I'm not going to take it on my live yet, not on the 1 minute. The 1 minute seems a bit risky until I'm comfortable. So yeah, we'll keep looking at that. But back over here to the 1 minute on US30, not really much going on here. I'll mark up NASDAQ too, since you guys like to trade NASDAQ. Let's mark up the high lows. If I see anything good here, I'll call them out. Because realistically, like my analysis that I use for US30, you can use this for like whatever pair you want to trade. This basically helps you identify price action without the guesswork, right? Because the thing, when you're identifying price action, there's a lot of guesswork. Sometimes you don't even know what you're looking at. The thing with these high lows is that it pretty much points out exactly where to look. So they're basically like training wheels, helping you know where to focus. All right, so I mean, NASDAQ is just as messy as US30 over here. Going back to the 1 minute, nothing here. Going back to gold, nothing here either. Go back on the 10 minute, nothing there. And nothing here either. Still looking for a sell here. So basically what I'm looking for at this point, guys, is I'm looking for price to come up and I'm looking for a wick rejection off this high. The only reason I'm looking for this area is because this is the only high nearby. The next high is going to be way up here, which is way too high. So I'm looking for price to push up, reject off the high, and then from there, I'll take it down for 1,000 pips. All right, let's see. Gotcha, Rashida. Yeah, thanks for confirming that the lot size is the same. I wanted to be sure before I took like a full 10 lot, because I mean, if you use a full 10 lot on a normal gold trade, it's a pretty big move. Like he goes away, probably would have blown my account. So at least now I'm familiar with the lot sizing. Thanks, Tody. Yeah, no, I checked it now after. Gotcha. Okay, so E said he's been taking the 1 minute gold trades with the trend meter setting to 3, 4, 5, 7, only when taking the trend meter red. Gotcha. Now it's good to know. I'm gonna play around with it. Yeah, no, it's all good, Kwaku. Kwaku said he was only looking for sells, but doesn't want to distract the zoom from US30. Yeah, we'll be bouncing around. US30 kind of dies out a bit. That's why I'm like kind of adding these other pairs here. I'm basically just adding pairs that you guys like, right? Because they're not necessarily just because you guys like them, but there's some pretty solid entries here from like what I've seen. So this gold 10 minute right here looks like it might close soon. So possibly a gold entry there. US30. This hasn't come up yet. But I'm looking for a wick rejection off that high. 1 minute. Nothing here yet. NASDAQ, nothing there either. So possible gold entry right here. Sanjeet's asking, bro, what is the TP stop loss for the 10-minute gold? It's 300. 150 would be too tight. And if you were to take 150 here on the 10-minute, you see how tight it'd be? Like way too close. So it's 300 for gold. Let me see if I can find something here. You know, the thing that I'm kind of confused with too, I'm not sure if you use the DOM for gold as well, Rashida, but I'm kind of like confused with like the stop, like, because yesterday I put in 3,000 and it was like the TP stop loss was so far away. I'm not sure if it's like supposed to be 300. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Thanks for the confirmation. I was kind of just experimenting yesterday. So that makes sense. So let's see if this here closes. Gosh, okay, good to know. Yeah, Patrick said DOM settings for gold are the same as TradingView. Good to know. Yeah, Frazier said he was sitting with 3,000 in his DOM. I did that yesterday because I took the trade that I was telling you guys about, and it like really threw me off because I was like, man, where's my TP stop loss? Like I saw it on the chart, but I couldn't see it like on the MT4 chart. Like it showed my TP stop loss was set, but I didn't see it on the actual chart. And that's exactly why. So good to know. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. This candle has about 1:45. I'll follow it. Nothing off 10-minute over here on US30, nothing off the 1 minute. We're looking for a sell here, so I'm not really looking for this. Nothing off NASDAQ. The only possible entry here would be this gold entry. So we'll see. Let's see where it ends up closing. Looks like it should be cool. But anyways, here's members' profits in K2 so far. So we have, let me scroll up real quick. We have Harry over here. Harry took a sell here with US30, locked in a total profit of 5,818. Nice work, Harry. So great work off that right there. Mauricio over here locked in 1,895. Nice work, Mauricio. Kenny over here locked in a total of 354. Nice work, Kenny. Al over here locked in a total profit of 2,571. All wins, no losses. Great work, Al. And then Kenny over here 354. And B over here with some crazy profit, 74,000. Wow. It's nuts. So let's see. It's like gold here is about to close. So I'll follow that. Let's put an alert here so that we can know when it hits, because I know sometimes price difference is kind of off. All right, got the alert set right there. Back to the profits. Let's see what else is here. Maddie over here sent some profits as well. Watch mine right here. Maddie currently locked in a total profit of 4,641. Nice work, Maddie. Going down more. Patricia over here locked in a total of 11,485. Nice work, Patricia. See what else we got over here. B over here took some sells off US30, 31,000 right there. Yeah, solid. And then this one over here, he took a pending liquidity push on the 10-minute, 54,000 down. Killing it, B. See if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Let me scroll down a little further. Kenny's profits from earlier, 354. Great work there, Kenny. Jay over here locked in a total profit of 2,367. Nice work, Jay. David over here locked in a total profit of 37. Nice work, David. And other than that, I think that might be it for profits today. Yeah, I think that's it for right now. If you guys have more profits to send in, feel free. Otherwise, I think that's it for now. See if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, let me check the news real quick too. I forgot to see if there was anything else coming up soon. I know we did have news at 7 actually. Or at 7:30 actually. Okay, so crude oil inventory is at 7:30. I have that marked up over here. 7 o'clock. Oh no, I have it here, 7:30. All right. Yeah, no, it's all good, Vod. That kind of threw me off too. Thought I had it mismarked. US30 still hasn't came up to this area. I'm looking for the rejection off this point. See if there's anything else here. So I'm pretty much just waiting for this US30. I mean, for US30, this is the only entry that I'm really looking for the 1 minute. There isn't really much for us to take here either. I mean, there was technically a V1 here that, or no, there actually wasn't, sorry. I thought there was a V1, but there wasn't because there was no pending signal. Today's just a really risky day to take any entries because of the news. Because there's no clear direction, right? Like typically on a day where there's no inflation news, you can kind of understand where price is going. Like for example, here, we're looking for strong sells, obviously, right? Sentiment here is 59% long. Fundamentals here are down 271 points. Heat map is pretty much all red, I think. Yeah, for the most part, still all red. So overall, we're looking for sells here with US30. But it's not really going to be a smooth, push in that direction. Exactly. Well, not as smooth as we like. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to retrace up far enough so that I can get the rejection off this point and ride it on its way back down. But currently right now, don't exactly have that. It's not really much going on. So nothing for US30. Nothing for NASDAQ. I was kind of expecting a lot more volatility, but I guess not. See, Maddie said he's been taking the high-low rejection on the 1 minute. Yeah, I've seen it's been working too, Maddie. Still, I still kind of see it as a little risky unless you're going for like a really quick push, like, the quick 100 pips. Like this right here would have been good. Unless you're looking for a pending momentum. Seems like would be the thing for that. Gotcha, okay. Yeah, it's probably the smart move using just one account at once because you don't want to risk too much on that. So I'm not in on the gold trade yet, guys. You guys are asking about that. I didn't enter it yet. I'm just pretty much watching it. I'm just not comfortable enough with gold to take it with a full lot size yet, or even to take it on the live until, you know, I'm really convinced that it works very well. So I'm not in it. I might enter it late though. So right here, you can see it's getting close to the stop loss area. But if it comes back down, then I might be a bit convinced that it's going to come down and hit TP. So if it comes back down to this point, then I will likely enter it late. And then I'll just write it down with you guys. Gotcha. So Rashida actually took it, but she got out early. She took it for only 200 pips. Smart move. Because the thing with the inflation news, you can see it affected gold as well, right? It wasn't just US30 that was affected. It was also gold. So you can see it right here off the 530 candle. Huge, huge effect on gold, just as US30. So you're going to see some manipulation in the market. Price right here, it's coming back down. Maybe I'll enter it with you guys. I'm not sure if anyone's looking to enter it, but I'll watch and I'll see if it comes down. I don't know if I'll hold it for the full move yet though, because I'm not too I don't think I trust this strategy just yet. Not exactly, not like not as much as I'd like to. Yeah, he said he said he thinks that the 5-minute has a better success rate. So for the 5-minute E, are you using the same TP stop loss, 300 pips, or are you using something else? Gotcha. Okay, 300 pips. So I'll take a look at that. All right. Yeah, you said if it lines up with the 10-minute, he'll hold it even longer. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because you had one there and then it followed up with the 10-minute over here for a further push. Yeah, no, it makes sense. So we can probably play around with both the 5 and the 10. Looks like a kill took partials. Nice. Yeah, Kodi said that the CPI news affected all assets from news today, even on Bitcoin. Yeah, definitely. We anticipated that because, you know, inflation is going to affect pretty much all assets, not just US30. It's going to affect all the indices. It's going to affect gold because gold is a safe haven currency. It's going to affect the dollar. So since this is pegged against the dollar, it's going to affect it either way. All right, let's see if price comes down right here. Looks like I can enter it. We'll see. It's got to come back to it. Still no entry off the 10 over here. Nothing off the 1. Nothing off NASDAQ. Here goes gold. All right, so I'm in it now. I'm gonna actively watch it though. Here, let's see. Yeah, no, Kodi said effect, but this is normal. Yeah, this is normal for news like this. Like whenever like Powell is speaking, if the Fed's speaking, if there's inflation news, if it's NFP, CPI news is kind of similar to like NFP, right? So like NFP affects the economy directly. Same with inflation news here, because with the inflation news, it's going to affect interest rates and stuff like that, which is going to affect everything else. So just something to, you know, keep in mind. So I'm currently in this gold trade right now, currently in profit about 600, 800, 1,000. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move my stop loss in profit just in case. So I'm already in profit. No. Okay, it's still pushing. My stop loss is just, it's in profit, but it's close. It's getting close to hitting the stop loss. So I'm still in, no. I'm just watching it. Fuck me. All right, it's fine, guys, whatever. I made a 150 off it. I moved the stop loss too close. I'm just not comfortable with the gold trades yet, guys. And once I'm comfortable, I'll hold on to it. But I moved my stop loss in profit and then it kicked me out. It gave me 150, whatever. Go figure. Uh was hoping for a bit more, but it's all good. Yeah, just locking 150 off that. Yeah, Patrick said careful with the stop loss on gold because spread really eats it up. Yeah, I didn't realize that. It was pretty far from the stop loss. Like stop loss was like up here, but the spread did eat it up, just like you said, Patrick. Like my stop loss was like way up here and it still triggered it and stopped me on profit. It's locked in 150. It's all good. Could have been better, but can't really complain. All right, let me see. If there's anything else here for me to look at. Yeah, all I locked in was 150, unfortunately. Well, I'd rather have a profit than no profit, so it's all good. Oh, what the hell? No freaking way. Oh man, I have horrible freaking news, guys. What happened? Wow. So I forgot I had my copier on. Oh my gosh. I literally just blew all my freaking, I don't know what happened here. It blew all of my MFF accounts. What the, I'm starting to not like MFF. Um, I don't even know how I had a loss there. This is crazy. It just blew all my MFF accounts, all three of them. What the fuck? I have it set to like take the same trades as my, it's because gold is oh fuck, okay. Gold is valued different on MFF. It's not the same. I thought gold would have been the same on MFF, but it took a 50 lot, which I thought would have been the same as US30. Yeah, it actually just blew my account. I don't even know how I had a loss on there. Oh man, that's BS. Fuck my life. Well, there goes my MFF. I just got to do another. I got to do another challenge for MFF. Okay, so I don't understand why I had lost though. Because the thing is, I traded MFF yesterday on my account and it was fine. I made profit on MFF yesterday. Wait. What the fuck? Oh my God, this is weird. Okay, so I don't know what happened. My MFF kind of just screwed me over. For some reason, it took a 50 lot. I only took a 10 lot on my FTMO, so it should have only taken a 10 lot as well. I don't know, dude. MFF screwed me. I'm gonna have to message them because I took the same trade yesterday when I traded gold and it was fine. I made profit. It gave me a negative 12,000 on gold for some reason. I don't know why. I have profit on both my MF. What the I have profit on both of my FTMOs, but I have a negative 12,000 on all my MFFs. What the fuck, man? I'm pissed. That was annoying. So I don't think I'm going to be cross trading assets, guys, on my copier. I got to keep that in mind. I forgot my copier was set up, and it took a crazy trade. Oh, so it mills on too. What the fuck, dude? Like MFF just screwed all of us. So for Emilzon, it took a 50 lot on his too, which makes no sense. Look at that. So his FTMO here, that's crazy, Emilzon. So Emilzon has the same exact issue. He had the same exact lot size, a 50 lot. There's no way I put a 50 lot in there. Damn, that's crazy. So Emilzon had the same thing. His FTMO here, he took one lot and it took like a times 50 lot size. Jeez. Okay, well, fuck it, whatever. I'm gonna have to message them because that doesn't make any sense. I'm glad to see that it happened to someone. Well, I'm not glad that it happened to someone else, but I'm glad that it's the same issue. So Mills said happened to me too. Closing profit wrong on lot size on MFF. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right, E. I screwed up on that. That was my bad. But the thing is, I thought gold was going to be I thought gold was going to be the same measurement as FTMO, but it's not. So a 10 lot on FTMO is not the same. I can't cross the platform for gold. So I might just stick to US30, guys. I'm gonna stop messing with that. I have to email them though to see. So yeah, Mills on. That was our bad. All right. So anyways, with that aside, we have a possible entry here for I can't even take any trades now because my accounts are all screwed up. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good, man. Whatever. Gotta fucking bite the bullet on that. Let me check my MFF actually. All right, so I'm not gonna trade gold anymore. I guess I'm just not gonna trade gold. If I do, it's gonna be only on like one platform or one account. But yeah, it's okay. If I don't get the accounts back, then it's no biggie. I can get funded again. It's not a big deal. Funding is just a headache, right? Getting funded, but it's not that difficult. Let me just check my account analyzer. It's probably going to say that I violated. Yeah, fuck. It's a hard breach detected. Okay, it's all good. Back to square one. So who wants to take a challenge with me? It's all good, guys. I'm not tripping. It happens. So that was my mistake. I can't blame MFF for that. That was my dumb mistake. I should have figured out whether gold was going to be if gold was going to be priced the same way, but it's all good. It is what it is. I just got to deal with it now. Let's see, I'm looking for a possible entry here off US30. So I'm looking for this rejection right here, guys. If we get the rejection off this point, this might be the entry that I was looking for with regard to this strategy right here. I don't know if I can take it though. I got to check my copier to make sure I'm not going to go over my MFF screwed, so I don't care about that anymore. But I need to make sure that my other accounts are okay still. Right, Peter. Yeah, Peter said next Monday Sean will be just past 5 MFF counts. Yes, I know, right? Yeah, it's all good. So there's a possible entry here off this. This is a little bit of a risky entry though because we have a sell bias, right? So I don't think I'll take it, but I'll just follow it. Because the bias for a sell is so strong, I don't really want to go against it. Sentiment here is still 61%. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take this trade. I'll follow it, but I'm not going to take it. Or it might not even close. Let's see how it closes. Actually, it's not even going to close, looks like. Last 10 seconds. We're looking for that wick rejection right here off the high-low. Nope, and it didn't close, so there was no entry off that. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, Kevin said I'll take a challenge with you. I've been wanting to take another one anyway. Yeah, I'll probably just do all three at once because man, I'd rather just get funded right away. It's all right. It's just no payouts on my MFF for like a whole month. So I'm stuck with two FTMOs, which is okay. Let's see. Yeah, Shannon's a great attitude. Appreciate it. I'll be happy when I get funded. Yeah, guys, getting funded is not like extremely difficult. It's just annoying because you're kind of pressured to pass. And well, I'm going to be in the same boat as a lot of you guys here who are trying to still get funded. Because you have like a set amount of time. But the key thing to remember when taking the challenge is that you just want to stay net positive every day, right? If you can stay net positive every day, even at the end of your 30 days, if you don't reach your goal, they'll give you an extension. So you get another 30 days and it should be more than enough time to pass. So the main key is just consistency, guys. You guys don't have to pass like by tomorrow. You don't have to pass within the first 10 days or so. You have a whole 30 days. And then if you're in profit, a decent amount, at the end of those 30 days, they'll give you an extension. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, other than that, man, I've been mad at MFF for like the past week, and then now this happens. If there was a better funding company than MFF, aside from FTMO, then I would just go do a different company. But MFF has been good to me, so I'm just gonna go back and do it again. I'll message their support and I'll see if they can fix it, but I don't think they will. I highly doubt it. Yeah, no. And Mills on said, yeah, it was my mistake for not figuring out MFF lot size for gold. Adding to your copy when you do your challenge. Yeah, if it was loud, maybe, but not gonna risk it. But yeah, it's all good. At least our MFFs are still alive. I mean, not MFF, our FTMOs are still alive. So it's cool. All right. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else real quick. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna stick to US30, guys. I think I'm trying to do too much, trying to trade gold and whatnot. This even hit stop loss right here. So I'm probably gonna stay away from gold. I'm just gonna stick to US30. I have another strategy here that I'm applying anyways, off the 10-minute, and it's been hitting pretty often. So I'm just gonna stick with this. Kenny's asking, how much profit do you need to get an extension? I'm not sure exactly. I think you need at least like 5%. Or if you don't even get to that, well, you should have at least 5% at that point. But if you don't get to that point, they'll still give you the free retry. So I think it's 3 to 5% is where you need to be for the extension. And then if you still don't reach your goal after that, they'll give you a free retry. So. Oh gosh. Okay. Thanks, Tody. Yeah, Tody has more details there. Tody said if it's 6%, you can make it from the dashboard. But if it's less, you can just email them and then they'll manually give you an extension. That's solid. Yeah, so MFF isn't like a horrible funding company, guys. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. So MFF is still number 2. I'm gonna go and do some challenges. I'll probably buy my challenges after this. Oh man, I'm just dreading doing a challenge again. I know a lot of you guys always complain to me about the challenge, and I always tell you guys it's super easy, but it is stressful. It is kind of stressful because you want to get it done within the time period. It's just it's all about staying cool and composed under the circumstances. Anyways, back to the 1 minute over here. There's nothing for us to take at the moment. Thanks, Rowan. Appreciate that. Tody said, Sean, they have 300K challenge till the end of the month. Nice. I'll look into it. I didn't even realize they had a 300K challenge. So yeah, I'll look into that. It's probably easier. I can just do 2 accounts. So I'll be up to 600K. Actually, that's a good idea. Thanks, Tody. I just need to figure out how to set the lot multiplier for that so I don't screw it up again. So there's nothing here off US30 on the 1 minute, nothing off NASDAQ here on the 1 minute. So today's an example that doesn't matter how long you've been trading, you can still make mistakes, dumb mistakes too. It's all good. It happens. You know, you're gonna make a mistake regardless. Uh, just don't let it get to you, right? It's just about forgiving, forgetting for the most part. Forgiving myself for a stupid mistake. But I'm still looking for this entry here. I really want to take this entry off of US30, but I don't think we're going to get it because I need to get it uh, before the 8 o'clock mark right here. Yeah, no, exactly, Maddie. It's exactly what it is. Same time I gave you the talk, right? It's just about bouncing back. Yeah, Tony said it hurts more from a stupid if it's a stupid mistake and not from a losing trade. I know, right? That's the thing that kind of threw me off because we actually won that trade. The well, I won that trade, the gold trade. I pulled out earlier. So as I mentioned earlier, guys, I moved my stop loss and profit for gold over here. So I actually won the trade, but I know. E said, imagine if it went straight to TP, would have made like 300K. I know, right? Crazy. Yeah, I know it was crazy. That would have been like a even crazier surprise. Um, but yeah. Charles said, was it because you're yeah, that's exactly what it was. So the issue with my trade guys was that I took it on the copier and my lot size was times 10. So with my lot size being times 10, it it pretty much just took the max lot size. I capped it at 50 lot. I should have capped it at less, but um it pretty much did 10 times the uh the 10 lot I took on FTMO, and then it capped it at 50, which went straight to like automatic drawdown. Yeah, Tony said in the contract size is different for MFF. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it was, Tony. I'm surprised it still took it though. I would have thought that because it couldn't take the 10 times the lot size, it would have just canceled it or it just wouldn't have taken it. But it still took it, so it's all good. It's all good. There's no entry off this. If you guys are looking for a V1, there's a signal on the candle right here, so no entry for a V1 here. Would have been nice. Would have been nice if it closed. So nothing off this 1 minute, nothing off NASDAQ. Take this off right here. So I'll still follow gold for you guys, but I'm just not going to take the trades. And we'll keep it on our watch list here of charts to watch and stuff like that. But I'm probably just going to stick to US30. You know, I think like me trying to do too much kind of threw everything off. It's all good. So we got news coming up right here at 7:30, guys. We have the oil inventories. Crude oil inventories. It's probably going to affect the market a little bit. If there's any questions that you guys have, you know, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll just keep looking for any possible entries here. The market's not really doing much. It's not necessarily dead, but it's not really moving to provide us any solid entries. So we'll see if we can find something here. You know, I wonder if that strategy works here on NASDAQ as well. No, doesn't seem like it. All right, I mean, not that it doesn't seem like it. Let me just check from yesterday. So I'm just trying to look to see if the same pattern applies. So yesterday during Asia, it might be the same exact entry. Asia opened. This was the rejection right here off this candle. Huh. So I'm basically just looking at that same strategy that I was just looking at for the 10-minute on US30. I think the TP stop loss would have to be slightly adjusted, but no, I don't think it'd work on here. No, this thing would go on forever without even. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna transfer it over to NASDAQ. So we got news right here off this candle. I'll show you guys another example of what I'm looking for this. So let me go over here to this chart. And I'll show you what the entry was yesterday for, or if there was one. So yesterday for New York session. No, there wasn't one yesterday. Let me see the day before that. Nope. Nope. Um, so here's another example of the strategy that I'm looking for here on the 10-minute. This is during Asia session. So Asia opened right here at 5, or not, 1500 hours. We have the wick rejection right here. So wick rejection, pending momentum for a sell. We have the rejection off the candle right here. We enter on the open of the following candle, which would be right here. We go for 500 pips during Asia session. And you let it run, and there you go, full TP. So basically a fixed 500 pip during Asia, fixed 1,000 pip during New York. E's asking, would it be valid since it tapped previously? So that's fine. It's okay if it tests it. You just don't want it to break it. So sometimes you'll see it get really close and you just zoom in a little bit and you're like, okay, it didn't actually break above it. So that's fine. You're looking for, you just want to make sure it hasn't like broken it like that. So this is exactly what I'm looking for right here. Let me see if I could find one more example before I move forward. There just isn't anything for us to take right now. So I'm showing you guys what I'm looking for. Just so that you guys have an understanding. Because I found it to be super lucrative and useful. So again, right here, I think this was like I don't know what happened on the 11th, but you can see the market's moving kind of crazy. So for this one right here, I think the entry would have been on this candle right here. Oh, actually, no, that wouldn't be a sell there because there's no pending sell signal. Okay, the entry actually happened right here. Because you need that pending signal. So right here, same situation, market opened here at 630. We look for the wick rejection. There's no wick rejection off any of these points. There was a wick rejection right here, but no pending signal. So you look for the next one. There's a wick rejection off this low right here, pending buy signal. You take this for a long position right here, and then you go for 1,000 pips because this is during New York session. So this was on Monday. And there you go, full TP. It's gonna make sure the entry comes before 8. So there goes an example for you guys there. Here's an entry here, possibly on the 1 minute. Let me just measure it real quick. Yeah, possible V3, not one that I necessarily want to take because of how the market's moving. But yeah, there's possibly a B3 right there. This market is just kind of tricky right now, guys, because the news happened right here. So you had price reacting to news. Typically, you want to wait a bit before news passes. You want to wait before and after news. So I typically wait for at least like 10 minutes before and after. So like this is a time period where I usually just wait because you're waiting for price to still react to the news event, right? So this is pre-market news or pre-news, whatever. Basically, so this is a news candle right here. 10 candles before and 10 candles after. Typically don't want to trade around this period here because this is the news candle and then price is reacting to the news. So I'm not sure what the news was, but let me check real quick. Let me check the news over here. News was negative. So you see price over here reacting to the news in the opposite direction. So I see this as manipulated push right here, right? The news was negative, price is pushing up. I expect it to come back down and retest the news price. So this is going to be the target for it to come back down to news price. And you can see price is starting to come down now. So you typically want to wait a bit before and after news because you see how price reacts to news right here, right? You have like some fake outs, and then you can see your price is starting to make its way back down. Yeah, so just be careful, guys. Whenever you guys see news, you want to wait a little bit before and after news. And you can see prices coming back down, right? It's correcting back down. Like this push up right here was based off the news, and now it's just making a correction back down because the news was negative. That's a lot of crude oil inventory. I mean, it's super off. So they're forecasting it to be, it was 8.2 mil. They were forecasting it to be negative 1.5. It was actually really high. They didn't sell enough oil this past month. It's at 3.3. So this is going to be the target area right here for it to reach. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come down right now, but if it does come down, that's the area that you're looking for. Target price point. And then when price reaches this point, you'll wait for two things. You'll wait for price to either bounce off it or you'll wait for price to continue dropping below. So I know there's a lot of factors to like pay attention to, but it's key to avoid risky trades. Yeah, Maddie said he thinks it'll hit liquidity on top and then make its way down. I can see that too. Definitely. Let's go back to the 10-minute over here. This thing still didn't come up. Doesn't look like we're gonna have an entry here for this session. Let's see. Dimitri over here said it had some profits. Nice work, Dimitri. He took US30 for sells today, locked in a total profit of 1,485. Nice work, Dimitri. Solid. Thanks, Patricia. See if there's anything else here. See, B over here extended some profits. He said, got in at the wrong time, got stopped out, gonna wait for break of structure. Nice. Yeah, so he had a couple wins over here, some big losses, but it's all good, it happens. And then he just bounced back with these other trades here. Still like in a hole from, not necessarily a hole, but this kind of dug up a lot of his profits, and then he made his way back down, or he's made his way back up right here with some wins. So yeah, just wait for it. And this is, I think this is B's demo, right? So guys, just FYI, this is just demo for B's, just playing around with it, so that you guys can have an idea. So don't like attack B for posting like crazy profits, right? He's just playing around with the account. So, oh, and he made it right back. Okay, solid. So B over here made even more. So he made it pretty much right back. Yeah, solid B. But yeah, just FYI, I think this is B's demo. It's not a real account. So I want you guys to like call him out in the chat and like, hey B, you know, like you guys have been hunting people down for that. Yeah, he confirmed it's demo. So just FYI, guys, you know, some people want to play around demo just so that they can get a feel for the real thing. But yeah, just a heads up so that you guys know. Yeah, Peter said B's trying to be like Kevin. Yeah, I know. Isn't everybody? It's tough. I can't handle risk like that though. Taking big trades. We're actually, I guess it's not that bad because when you take these trades here for 1,000 pips or 500 pips, you can actually go for pretty big pushes. If there's any other examples that you guys want to see, just let me know. But I think for right now, there's not really much for us to take. Price is still kind of bouncing around this area. But I think the key thing to look for here is going to be the swing back down. Currently right now, price is in a range, as you guys can see. This is the current range right now for US30. So it's just ranging. And I think if price breaks below here, it's going to come down and test the news price right there. Yeah, it's all good. All right, CSIC, we'll see you tomorrow. Nothing off NASDAQ. So NASDAQ over here looks like it hit liquidity and it shot right up. Hit this area of liquidity, pushed up higher. Looks like it's gonna hit this sessions right here. One of two things will happen. Price will bounce off or it's going to continue pushing up higher. Other than that, I don't really see anything else here. I'm still waiting for this entry off US30. If I see it come up like right now, so if we get a big spike right now, it spikes up here, rejects off this point, then I would take it for a sell. Let me see how far does it need to go though. It's a pretty big push, 860 pips. So it's got a while to go. Patricia over here. Let's see. Patricia locked in a total of 16,000 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. All US30. A couple losses right here, bounce back right after, and lock in one more profit down here as well. So great work right there, Patricia. Total profit of 16,092. Looks like this is your FTMO funded. So great work off that. Yeah, and I agree, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin said still that's crazy profits. That means he knows what he's doing on demo or not. Awesome job. Yeah, definitely B. I mean, if you guys can make profit off demo like this, there should be no problem with you making the same type of profit on your real account, right? You might just have to lower your lot size. So instead of making 77,000, you'll probably make 7,700, right? Just take off a zero there, which is just as good. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you guys are practicing on demo, don't feel discouraged because you think people are gonna call you out for it. It is what it is. Everyone has to learn at some point. Not everyone's like an amazing trader right straight out the gate. So this is my target area right here for US30. I don't think we're going to get to that point by 8. It is 7:43 right now. So I only have really about 15 minutes until 8 o'clock. This is the cutoff for the strategy. The entry must appear before 8 a.m. The only reason I have this here is because I back tested it. All the losses came after 8. So as long as all of these requirements are met, I don't think I've ran into a loss applying this strategy. If you guys want to go and back test it, feel free. I pretty much spent all day yesterday back testing it. I just pulled up random dates. So when I was back testing it, I would do, this is basically what I did. I went to like a random date, like super random date. Like say I don't know, let's go to like March 3rd or March 2nd. I don't even know what day March 2nd was. Actually, the earlier in the week might be kind of tricky because you might be trading during NFP. But yeah, let me see if we could find something here. No. So I don't think there was an entry on this day. See the Asia session over here. See if this over here actually. Let's go forward. Yeah, because the days that you gotta be careful for are like NFP. Like I wouldn't do the strategy on NFP day or days when like the markets move kind of crazy. I think this might be one right here. Does this reject off it? So this rejects off right here. You can kind of see, you can barely see it. Wick rejection right there, put up the same requirements. And this is a random day. I didn't like, I didn't handpick March 2nd. I was like, okay, let's pull up a random day. And this is how I blend. I do a blind back test. I just pull up a random day. I pull up the strategy, see if it hits. Okay, so market opened here at 5 o'clock. Or not 5 o'clock, 1500 hours. Market open here for Asia. We have the wick rejection off here, pinning buy signal. Take this for a buy. Go for 500 pips. Let it run and full TP. So this is a random day. I just pulled this up for Asia session. If you guys want to test this out, feel free. I think you guys will find really good results back testing this on your own. So if you guys have the indicators, feel free to back test it. I think it'll be fun, and you'll start to trust the strategy a bit, and you'll be able to take it when you see it. Price got really close to this here. Let me see if we can get it at least. Yeah, Maddie said market makers pushing price up, manipulated price up 60 to 61% long. Might get a 10-minute rejection if it pushes up some more. Yeah, I mean, it's getting closer to it. It was only off by like a few pips, it looks like. We need a buy signal low to close. So we need a buy signal, and then we need a wick rejection off this point. If we were to get that, then looks like we could possibly have that sell there. 59% long right now. Fundamentals are 228. Heat map here is pretty much all red still. Akil is asking, yo, Sean, will PPI have the same effect as CPI? Yeah, basically, they're both inflation news. I forgot what PPI stands for, but CPI stands for Consumer Price Index. I was trying to think what PPI stands for. Something price index. But yeah, it does have the same effect. They're both inflation news. It's basically directly, okay, producer price index. Gotcha. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing. Producer price index. It's just, it indicates, it's going to give an indication as to how an economy is running or how it's working. If it's negative for CPI, it's probably going to be negative for PPI as well, because inflation goes up for everybody. It's not just, retailers. It goes up for companies as well. So here's US30, still nothing there. It's close to it, but not close enough. We have like one more candle before we can, we'd have to wrap it up. See. So there's nothing off that. Here is the, right, so price actually pushed a bit higher. It broke out of the range right here, same range that we had. Broke above. It pretty much did what Maddie was anticipating. He was looking for it to hit liquidity above here. It did. Push up a bit higher. I think eventually they'll make its way back down, just not yet. He said EU is mooning. Holy shit. Let me check EU real quick. Yeah, it was because of the inflation news. So EU is going to the moon right now. I don't know if there was any new news that came out with regard to the euro. I know that the euro was kind of pegged against the dollar. It was like equal, but I don't know. Let's see it. Yeah, so we have some news here with regard to the inflation. So it says Social Security cost of living adjustment could be 10.5% in 2023. That's crazy. It's gone up a lot. Inflation jumped by 9.1% in June, the fastest since 1981. How does your personal inflation rate compare? Pretty high. Yeah, so the CPI news this morning showed that the consumer price index is a common inflation measure. Households paid 9.1% more in June 2022 for a broad basket of goods and services relative to the same basket in 2021. So that's pretty huge. A 9.1 increase. It's crazy. And it's not getting any better. So, all right, nothing for this. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Let me zoom through the chat real quick to see if I missed anything. If you guys asked a question earlier and I missed it, just drop your question in the chat again. But I don't think I see anything else here. Yeah, no problem, Randy. We'll see you tomorrow. Scroll up. Yeah. I think that is it. Yeah, let me see if there's anything else down here. You go back to, oh yeah, I might get my entry here. Oh, so here's the problem. We're on the very last candle right here. So I don't think I'm going to take it, even if it does close, because the entry has to appear before 8. This next candle, if this candle here closes, it's going to be after 8 because it's going to be like right on the 8-minute mark. So I'll mark it up for you guys and we'll follow it, but I don't think I'm going to take it because all the losses that I found during New York is when it happens after 8. The problem with this is that price will start to it'll start to consolidate, right? It'll start to range for a bit. And then when it does that, it just ends up going sideways and then it spikes up one, or it, ends up going one way or the other. So it becomes like a 50% chance trade. Typically I want it to be higher. So I'm not going to take it, but I'll mark it up and we'll see if it actually does hit. But yeah, this thing doesn't really work as well for any entries after 8. Kill is asking, Sean, would you take that wick rejection for your USD? So I haven't tried it on your USD yet, so I don't know if I would take it myself personally. I mean, I don't even know what the TP stop loss would be for this. If you guys have like a good range that you typically would use. So this right here actually didn't close as an entry, a kill. We would need the wick rejection. This candle here actually closed above it. So unfortunately, no entry off that. Unless there was like a higher one. Let me see. No, I don't think there was any entries here. Yeah, so it wouldn't fit the requirements. If you guys want to test it on any other asset, feel free. I've only tested it on US30, so that's all I can say that it works for. But I did a pretty deep back test yesterday, so I have a pretty good idea as like how accurate it is. But this right here, this entry comes after 8, so fortunately, it's not going to fit my requirements here. Yeah, so E over here said if it lines with the V1, he'll take it. So you guys just got to keep in mind there's multiple strategies that we use. So if another strategy aligns with your entry, you can still take the entry. You don't have to use just one strategy, right? If you have like multiple strategies that align with the same entry point, then odds are it's probably going to hit. Because you have 2 high win rate strategies aligned, it will probably give you a higher chance of actually hitting. So, all right, let me see if there's anything else here for me to look at. I don't think there's really much. Leave this on the 15. 10-minute over here. Nothing right there. It's like price is kind of back into a range over here. But just keep in mind that it still has to come back down. The correction point is going to be right there still. Where's the opening price? I didn't even mark up opening price today. Opening price was right there. So it's still got a ways to go. It's just ranging around this area right here. I think eventually it'll come back down though. So as you can see, price is currently in a range right now. Right down here. So to look for, if price closes down there, it'll probably continue down to this test area down here, which would be opening price and news. So this is going to be target area if price does break below. And I think this would line up perfect with this entry here if it does close, because you're going for about 1,000 pips. So if it does close, you just need a 1,000 pip move. So this actually lines up. So if that entry closes for that strategy, you got at least 1,000 pips before it reaches the target area right here. So just FYI. You know, maybe I'll take it with a small lot size. Just ride it with you guys. So I'm going to see how this closes. And then if it does close, I'll probably just take it with a smaller lot size just to be in the trade so I can follow it. Because I do expect it to come back down at some point. And this is the only way you'll get better. So like the only way you'll start to trust the strategy is if you take it and you actually let it run, right? You let it run to its TP, because then you can start to trust it once you see that it actually hits live. This aligns with pretty much our bias anyways, because we're expecting price to come down. So I'll take it with you guys, probably with a small lot size, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Yeah, Kevin said, man, I just got off the phone with my CPA. I have a ridiculous tax bill for next year from day trading, and that's just so far this year. Yeah, I know. That's why I like to trade on these funding company accounts, Kevin. You get taxed differently. You don't have to pay capital gains on these profits for trading. When you're trading for a funding company and you get paid out, you get paid as a self-employed basically, right? Because you're not necessarily trading real money, you're trading a demo account. So you're doing a service for them. So you get taxed differently with with your profits from the funding companies. That's why I prefer to trade on funding companies. You just get taxed differently. You can write off other things. Like if you have a trading business, right? Trading for FTMO, technically, it's a lot of things you can write off because it's a business expense. Like challenges are, you can write those stuff off too. So just something to keep in mind. Yeah, Kevin said, yeah, the short-term capital gain taxes suck. Yeah, you're gonna pay like 50% on that. Tony said, register a company in Bulgaria, you'll pay only 10% tax. Yeah, unless you're like in the US. If you're in the US and you register a company in Bulgaria, you'll probably get investigated by the FBI. That's probably not the best idea if you're in the US. If you're in Europe, then maybe. But yeah, if you're in Europe, then you can probably get away with it. But if you're in the US and you're opening companies in like Bulgaria, they're probably going to investigate you for that. Kill, I'm using 1,000 pip TP, 100 pip or 100 point 1,000 pip TP. Sent this during New York. All right, so let's see if this ends up playing out, guys. All right, so I'll follow it. I'm in the position as well. Let's take a smaller lot size. Set it from there. And I'll set an alert. All right, guys. So I think that's it for today. I will follow this and I'll give you guys an update with whatever happens for this here. I'm going to call this the 10-minute. I'll just do it's easier that way. So yeah, I'm already in profit. Looks good. I'm in profit. Pretty solid. But yeah, guys, all right, I think that's it for today. It's 8 o'clock, so I think it's time to just take a break. I have this trade running, so I'll let you guys know what happens with it. I have everything pretty much set up here. It looks good on my end. Yeah, looks fine. So I'll let this run. This is pretty much a set and forget strategy. I don't really adjust it at all. It's the only way that we'll build our trade psychology, trusting this specific strategy. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Here, I'll give you guys I'll put the actual markup on here. I'll give it to you guys as a signal so that you guys can see. I haven't done a signal in a long time. Let's see where this is at. Trying to, I don't know where my there we go. Dang, I haven't done this in forever. I don't even know how to write. I don't even know how to put up a signal anymore. So let's see. This is the K2 10-minute US30 daily entry. So maybe if this works well, I can start calling signals again. It's on a higher time frame. It's easier for us to get in and out of these, or like marking these up. So yeah, I can't remember how I did this. All right, guys. So here's I guess it's a signal. I don't know. Let's see. All right, guys. So I'll leave you guys with that. If you guys want to follow it, take a look at it, feel free. This isn't necessarily that I'm going to be calling signals again. It's just so that you guys have the parameters. So, all right, guys. Other than that, oh yeah, sorry. Thanks for the little heads up there. As you guys can tell, I haven't called a signal in a long time. Thanks, guys. All right, so I just updated it right there. Thanks for the heads up, Sanjeev. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll probably be here sitting around just following the trade. Or actually, I'm probably not going to be sitting around because that's going to make me want to mess with the trade. This was a risky trade because it came after 8, went against the requirements, but we're just testing it. So I took it with the small lot size. We'll see how it runs. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. So all right, guys, have a great rest of your morning, and I will see you guys tomorrow for